of reaching and helping each other up, and the whole vision that by the end of the decade we could feed and clothe every child on the planet takes people of helping and supporting and standing in each of our own grandness, right? Our own grandness.
Right, right.
And the powerful, beautiful work of poetry is one of the grandest human beings I have ever met. And Tim, she supported my grandness and believed in my grandness from the first day I met her. Mayor David Dermer, Miami Beach, was the one that introduced us. And I can feel my spirit lifting just seeing her on the screen here. So we are now welcomed by DeAnne. DeAnne, thank you for being a part of this. For 15 years, you have supported Tim and Mine's visions, and all of Miami and Fort Lauderdale and women and men and causes and action. Welcome to the show today.
It's my pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Johnny.
DeAnne, where did this come from? This hope, you speak and hope happens. You speak and this stardust is flowing from your garments, and you make us feel magical. Where does this come from? Where does this spark come from in you?
Well, I will say that it's God. I will say that we're all born with something very special. My mother had it, and I am blessed to have had her as a woman of inspiration, as a woman of unconditional love. And I hope that I can be half the inspiration that she was for people in her life, in her world. But I think it was just something, it's something in me. It's innate. It's interesting when you asked me what was my vision, for me to think about that. And my vision has changed over the years. But one thing that's always been there has been my desire to support other people and to support the vision of other people. I can't draw stick figures, but I admire artists so very much. And any chance that I have to support artists, I want to do that. You mentioned Alyssa. She's one of my favorite people also. And she's just so beyond an artist. Her artistry goes beyond the paper, as you know. But people like her and you, and that seems to be where my strength comes from. That's what makes me happy, when I can make connections with people, when I can see people growing and evolving and know that I had a piece of that makes me really, really happy.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim.
No, when you say connections, that's funny, because what I wanted to say, when I see you, it takes me back to Miami, and every networking event that I went to, there you were. You were always there. You were connecting with people. You were out and about constantly. And it was always, for me, it was saying, well, if DeAnne can, network like this, I can do it too. So how has that fulfilled your vision, and how is that part of your vision of connecting with people and moving forward? Like, is that a big part of it?
I believe so. And that kind of happened by accident. I was working with a publishing company for 21 years. And part of that, the last 10 years of it was in their sales and marketing department. And that kind of happened because 9/11 happened. I was working as an administrator, and they said to me, we can't afford an office manager or an administrator. We need salespeople. So you either have to do sales or you have to look for another job. So I did not want to look for another job in that environment, especially. But I also had these visions of a salesperson trudging up and down the street with a briefcase, knocking on doors or telemarketing. And I'm like, no, that's not me. So I started to get involved with a number of business organizations And I realized that the ideal way to meet people and to create relationship was by networking, because they expected you to talk about your business. But more importantly, you could create relationships on a level that was even beyond business. And so I tend to jump into things with both feet in my head. So I became involved on committees and I joined boards, and I was able to create authentic relationships. And during that period when everyone was losing money, I was gaining money. And I did very, very well financially for the company and for myself. And then in 2013, on April Fool's Day, I got the bug of being an entrepreneur, and I left a six-figure job, and jumped into things that I thought were going to be magnificent and wonderful visions. And reality hit me in the face a few times and knocked me off a few times. And so it's been a challenging 7 years. I've had some health issues, as many people know. And so there was a lot of challenges, but all through it, networking, and I hate to use the word networking because it sounds so, you think you're hanging around with people and drinking wine and eating snacks, and that's really not what it's about. It really is work. It really is a strategy for business, but also for personal relationships. And one of the things I found when I was going through my health issues was that my my network was there for me. And
right. So what I saw is that you were able to take adversity, and I'm sure there was more stuff that we didn't even know about, but some of it was, you were very open about and sharing, and it was very inspirational. So how did you use that network to deal with some of that adversity?
Well, they actually came to me, I must say. I was kind of I was thrown. I was like, oh my God, what are you talking about? The C word? Are you serious? But people came to me, and I was just overwhelmed by the support, by the love, just the unconditional overflowing of support that came from people that I wouldn't have called a friend. I would say they were a colleague. I kind of knew them, but it was astonishing. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's love. It's love. And you're still receiving it because you give so much love.
Absolutely.
You give so much love. When I met you, Tim, I was on Mayor Dermer's Blue Ribbon panel to create this art district in Miami Beach. And he was having a kickoff event at this hotel lobby, and
the national
music, the national artists and everything. And of everyone there, and you know what? And Tim, you know me, I don't like these networking events and exchanging cards. And I just went and sat on the side because I was there for Mayor Dermer. And I was looking forward to getting out, to leaving. And I met one person that night. And that one person for 15 years has been a soul sister because of, it's the word she keeps using. If you listen, she keeps saying it: relationships, relationships, relationships. And that's what we have here. And they're based on love, integrity, and vision. It's what you and I have.
Yeah, I mean, when you first announced the C word, I felt like all of Miami went, we got a woman down. We all need to jump in here. And it was just amazing to see all the support you were getting through that time, and really did make me realize how those relationships and how building that network, and people can be on the periphery, and you're touching their lives and you don't even know it. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you were an inspiration to so many people for so long by giving and giving and giving. I mean, every chamber event that I went to, you were there, and every fundraiser, you were there and getting money. And when they saw you in need, they just all jumped in. It was great. It was great to see. So you've really created that. You have community. You've created community around you. And your mom is really,
She is community. She is a grand community.
Yeah.
All in
You're
this
saying
package
if you could
here,
have half the community or do half of what she did.
right? She is a
I think
community.
that's why this pandemic has been really hard for me, because I have really missed that touching and hugging and seeing.
Oh yeah.
And
Being a smiling, everyone's got the mask on. You can't see people smile.
yeah.
I miss that. Just to be able to smile at someone. Even a cashier or it's like those little things. And people like you, it was. I saw a meme that said, "All you introverts, check on your extrovert friends. They are not doing well." The introverts are loving it. They're staying at home and like, this is great. Like the extrovert people are really struggling with this. And you're one of those people, definitely. Like you thrive in that environment.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for this to be over. I mean, I do the Zoom meetings. It's great. We have the technology, and that we could see each other, but there's stuff between us, and it's so hard for that energy to flow. So but it is what it is.
Oh, Johnny, you're on mute. There you go.
So two questions. One, what was your favorite childhood movie?
So I always loved musicals because I envisioned myself as this phenomenal singer. I'm not. But I love musicals and I would love to sing along with musicals. But my all-time favorite one was The King and I. And The King and I, still to this day, I've probably watched it 100 times and I could watch it 100 more. There are so many layers to that. Aside from the phenomenal music and the color and the dancing, there was a story that was so profound. A strong woman, a single mother who stood up to a king and kept her courage and her character intact. A king who was a total chauvinist, but at the same time opened himself up to learning, who had his doubts. Children that were profound. The slavery, the oppression, the freedom, the love. It's just one of those movies that touches so many aspects of life that is timeless. And so, that was and always will be my favorite. And Yul Brynner is just phenomenal. And that's my favorite movie.
It's her, right, Tim? She is the movie. She is a community in and of herself. This is like, you know what, DeAnne, one of my favorite things in the world to do is ride back from an event with you in your convertible with the air, and like
top down.
Yes. And we went somewhere, we did something, and now we're going somewhere else, and we're alive, and we're supporting dreams and visions, and we're bringing our grandness to the world in good times and bad times. So to another 15 years of friendship and relationships and vision, grand visions, my dear sister, thank you for being a part of today. And when you go back to the green room, have them give Wally the report of people that are enrolling. By the end of the day, the vision is 100 women. The last I got report was 19. And so I'm not looking at thousands. I'm just looking, Wendy Unger signed up, and we are now at 20, holding the vision. And that's all I'm looking for. So thank you for your vision, and thank you for your love and support.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Tim.